this year. Overtime losses, some late leads blown late, but Porter Moser told his team today at their shoot-around, why not us? Why not Oklahoma? Why can't we go on a run? Trying to play themselves back into the NCAA tournament conversation against the Tennessee team that is squarely in the March Madness picture. Pat Adams, Jeff Hartness, Orlandis Poole are officials. Oklahoma in the road red, Tennessee in the home white. And here we go. Tennessee wins the tip. Jalen Carey making his third start of the season in place of J.P. Estrella.
For Tennessee to run really good offense. They'll try to find a quality look with patience.
There is Carey.
And that's a really good move in the start by Tennessee. Jalen Carey with a great job catching that ball on 2 feet, getting settled and muscling that one home.
Nigel Pack has been a superstar this year, wearing number 9 in red for an Oklahoma team that has ridden with the same starting 5 all season, and Xavier Brown banks it in.
Well, this Oklahoma team has some really good guards. And they can beat their man off the dribble with individual moves. There's also play in space with the creativity and shooting from the outside. The question for them today will be, can they match the physicality of the Tennessee Vols?
Volunteers have won 7 of their last 9 games. Only 2 losses over that stretch were blown leads to Kentucky. Nate Ament can do it all, a projected lottery pick in this year's NBA draft.
That's a high-level move right there. As you see him with the double clutch and readjusted his shot to shoot that one off the glass.
Oklahoma starting 5. Brand new this year, did not return a single starter from last year's tournament team. Still a lot of runway for this Oklahoma club, including tonight. A big quad 1 opportunity for the Sooners on the road. Ament is 2 for 2.
And that's where you see where Nate Ament is reading the game so well. He came down in transition, and he had the mismatch with a much smaller Nigel Pack, and he shoots right over the top of him in the mid-range.
There's Mohamed Wagee, currently fasting for Ramadan, which started yesterday. From sun up to sun down. 3 to shoot, it's Davis. Wagee, offensive rebound, put back won't go. Reed fighting for it and corralled by Bishop Boswell. Inside Akpara, no dribbles, goes right into the chest of Wagee. First foul on Oklahoma. Porter Moser said, look, our team lost 9 games in a row. A lot of those were close, Richard. And he talked about the overwhelming feeling of playing not to lose in close games. They overcame that in a convincing win over the weekend against Georgia.
Well, this team is healthy, and they've had some struggles early on in the season. But he said that his team, throughout the tough losses, has still remained confident. And they started to be able to weather that storm, getting 2 big wins, starting on the road at Vanderbilt. And now they're starting to try to get a little bit more momentum late in the season.
Kirill Ielatantsev comes in, a mid-year addition out of the professional ranks in Russia. Joined the program mid-December, has offered some extra depth in the front court. Highly skilled big man who's played a lot of international professionalism.
Got to start playing in Lokomotiv Kuban in Krasnodar, Russia, a contributor on that team. He's looking to come and make an impact here with the Sooners.
Davis off the bounce, such a versatile forward.
He is, and a really good job as he was able to change speeds and directions, getting to his left hand to finish at the cup.
Jacoby Gillespie with the basketball. Top 10 in the league in scoring and assists. Off was his first 3.
Oklahoma is 15th in the SEC in fast break points. You won't see them look to run, as they will try to find a quality shot, more so in the half-court set.
Almost picked by Boswell, then a tie-up, and the arrow points to Oklahoma. Rick Barnes really feels like his team is playing their best basketball of the year, and despite that, Richard, feels like the ceiling is so much higher for this team that only returned 3 players from last year's group that made the Elite Eight. There's been, of course, the injuries. J.P. Estrella out again tonight. But, boy, it does seem like at times this team is an elite March contender.
Well, they're starting to get it together, and defensively, they can shut you down. Outside of those 2 losses against Kentucky, this could be a 9-game win streak for Tennessee, playing really good ball late in the season, and that's a beautiful mid-range J by Darion Reed right over the top.
Tough shot. Had a streak of 7 straight double-figure scoring performances snapped in the win against Georgia. He has been hot in the starting lineup this year for the Sooners. Akpara had it tipped. Still going into the teeth of the defense. And now Nigel Pack. Brown catch and shoot. Rebound carry, one of the best offensive rebounders in the country. Gillespie, full head of steam. Pitch back Boswell. Home run pass up to Reed. Caught it with one hand, lost it. And Porter Moser losing his mind on the Oklahoma sideline, thought it was a foul.
Good look trying to find that outlet pass, and Reed not able to corral that one through the traffic. So far in this game defensively, Oklahoma has to be proud to be able to finish these possessions with defensive rebounds, keeping Tennessee off the old glass.
Good shot in the mid-range from Boswell.
These Tennessee guards do a really good job of taking what the defense gives them. And Oklahoma has been sagging back when they come off those curl cuts, and they're making them pay from 15 feet.
Balls have shot 57% from the floor so far. Pack, floater, no. And Nate Amets. It's been a 20-point scoring machine. Has 20 or more in 4 of his last 5 games. Tennessee shooting it well to start, up 4 at home on Oklahoma.
Here.
Well, hey, you said it though, Richard. I mean, Oklahoma, if they're going to have a chance tonight, they have to match the physicality of Tennessee. Defensively, they have been one of the most stout teams in the country all year.
Tennessee is going to defend you for 40 minutes. You have to be able to take it on, and they're also going to play with tough physicality, and Dwayne Brown gets a deep seal down low in a finish.
Line change here for Oklahoma. Forsythe in for the first time. Rogers. Davis had it stripped. Gillespie takes it all the way with the left hand.
That's a beautiful move. Jacoby Gillespie, calm in transition, and just the hang time to glide through the air and finish that with the left.
Pack. Jumper good. That stops a 2-minute, 15-second scoring drought for Oklahoma.
Just the bucket that the Sooners needed.
Oh my. Gillespie from way downtown. That would have gotten this crowd going quickly. Reed inside Rogers, and he could not keep it.
Well, you see this deep duck in by Dwayne Brown. He was able to catch that ball with one hand and quickly get it up on the glass. And the defensive end, Gillespie with the active hands and turning on the speed in transition with the beautiful finish with the left hand.
Boswell off the screen. Money.
Tennessee doing a really good job. They come off these curl sets, and that time you could see Tay Davis sitting back in drop coverage. And Boswell once again rising up, taking what the defense gives him.
first made three of the night for either team. It's Jadon Jones.
That's a big shot for Jones. Stepping right in and making that shot when Oklahoma really need a bucket. But defensively is where the Sooners have to start getting it done. And another strong and spirited drive by Gillespie.
And hasn't that been the case all year for the Sooners? They rank 154th in the nation in KenPom defense.
Well, the challenge for them tonight is they're going to have to step up when it comes to the screens being set by the bigs. Gillespie was able to get all the way to the basket because of the lane that was created by the bigs down low for Tennessee.
Well, tonight at 9 Eastern over on ESPN, top 25 BYU taking on an Arizona team without Koa Pete. Wildcats, Richard, coming off their first two losses of the year against Texas Tech and Kansas. They had won 23 in a row to start the season.
Yes, it's going to be a really big showdown as they're looking to see if they can bounce back and get a big win against a strong BYU team that's going to be down without Richie Saunders out with a torn ACL.
Wildcats still projected on the 1 line. Meanwhile, Tennessee a projected 6th seed at this point by Joe Lunardi.
Really good defense right there by Carey on the guard.
Forsythe with 3. Well, that was altered by Brown, and he got the miss. And a shot clock violation.
Well, that's fabulous defense right here by Tennessee. They got their bigs in the game right now with Carey and Brown and Amen. And to be able to switch on those ball screens, it shows their defensive versatility.
Four turnovers for Oklahoma has led to 6 early points for Tennessee.
Oklahoma showing a little bit of token pressure full court. Dropping back, showing a little 2-3 zone. Important to see if Tennessee can diagnose it.
Brown, no. Second chance for Tennessee. One of the best offensive rebounding teams in the last 20 years in college basketball. Amen a 3. Knocks it in. Friendly bounce on Rocky Top.
Number 1 in the SEC in conference play in second chance points with over 20% of their baskets coming with another opportunity. And that offensive rebound right there for Tennessee gave them another crack at it.
Largest lead of the night for the Vols. Koala Top coming off a 6-3 game, had 18 against Georgia. Brown tried to roll it down to Rogers, the 5th turnover on the Sooners. And a 10-point lead for the Vols.
Well, it was the second chance offensive rebound by Carey that was allowed Amen to get freed up, and he gets the friendly bounce as he's able to knock down a big-time basket for Tennessee as they extend their lead on Rocky Top.
Tennessee has scored on 10 of their first 13 possessions of this game. You feel like Oklahoma's got to be more spirited on the defensive side of the floor.
Well, you have to be disruptive, and you have to be able to put a little bit more pressure on Tennessee as they're getting what they want within the offense, shooting shots in the mid-range that are uncontested and able to operate the offense very cleanly. The game is going to have to turn for Oklahoma. 5 turnovers on the offensive side to boot, as far as allowing Tennessee to shoot at almost 65% early on in this game.
Gillespie pulls up, misses. Good defensive rebound by Jadon Jones. That'll be key tonight against a Tennessee team that leads the nation in offensive rebounding. Jones fouled on the 3-point shot. And he will head to the line tonight for the first time for the Sooners.
Jadon Jones able to get freed up. That beautiful skip pass by Reed. A little too much bailed out on that foul. It's Bird. Too much contact. Closing out on Jones going to the line.
Jones, a trusted veteran, has started to find his voice on this team. Second-year transfer from Long Beach. And remember, he was a bit of a wild card, Richard, coming into the year. Did not play last season with a back injury. Missed the first handful of games this year with injury.
Well, he's been a spark checking into this game. He banged out a three-pointer that kept the pace early. Now he's fouled, going to the line for three. Oklahoma showed a little bit of pressure situation. Let's see if he jumps in it after this made free throw.
Big one Saturday on ABC, Arizona and Houston. Big 12 loaded with top 10 matchups.
Manuel Sharp in Houston trying to get another win and increase their NCAA tournament resume.
Good pick there by Xavier Brown.
Something to build for there. Oklahoma came back and dropped back into a 2-3 zone, and it was effective.
Tay Davis picked by Gillespie. In a flash, that had jarred loose. Shot clock reset. Brown bodying McGee. Floats it off the window.
That's a really good move right there by Dwayne Brown. He took his time in that low post, sized his man up with a bang to the middle, and went left shoulder for the jump hook off the glass.
Seventh Oklahoma turnover leads to an open three. Gillespie knocks it down. Timeout, Porter Moser. All falls early on Rocky Top.
Getting another turnover and turn it into offense as Jacoby Gillespie able to line one up. Tennessee rolling.
Richard shooting 65% from the floor. 12 of their 26 points have come in the paint.
This is a high percentage shot as Dwayne Brown, the big man from Hoover, Alabama, takes his time in the low post with the beautiful jump hook off the glass. Start scoring from the inside. It opens up things for the outside as this Tennessee team is starting to expose its will.
Brown, a former Mr. Alabama basketball, like my partner tonight, Richard Hendricks. Looking like a young Richard Hendricks in the low block.
Maybe a little something down low, but it's the spirit in which this Tennessee team has been playing so far. The big reason why they have the early lead.
Attack rims down a three. Remember, he hit 6 on Saturday. An SEC season high against Georgia.
And he heats up quick. He's a guy at 6'9". It's locked and loaded. He has a high release and an easy catching release. As you can see, quick ball rotation, and the ball is locked and loaded. As soon as he catches it, Attack able to let it fly.
Oklahoma third in league play, averaging over 9 made threes per game. You got to think that's going to have to be part of the recipe tonight if they're going to beat Tennessee on the road. Davis can't corral, neither can Carey, and it's going back to Oklahoma.
Near offensive rebound right there by Jalen Carey. His physicality will have to be matched by OU. He's coming to the boards all night long, number 23 White.
Pack, good two-man game with Davis. Forsythe off the bounce, creating room in the mid-range.
Really good move, and that pump fake allowed him to get the first step and gave him a little shoulder move to create the space on the mid-range J.
Under 10 to shoot for Tennessee.
Really good patience by the balls on this set.
Amen. Got to his spot, short, up par, offensive rebound. Back inside Carey, jarred loose, gathered, missed, tapped, and a top wrestled away by Akpara, and a whistle in there by Pat Adams.
A lot of physicality. There's two of these players getting on the deck. Talk about two teams fighting for a win late in SEC play. Getting on the deck, fighting for a loose ball. Right there to finish a tough basket over a really good defensive set by Tennessee.
Offensively, this Sooners team has been among the best in the nation, Richard, over the last 2 weeks. In fact, they're top 5 in offensive efficiency during that stretch. Where they've struggled is defensively. That has been the case again tonight, plus the turnovers. The difference in the game so far.
This team is really starting to gel. You're spot on. It's but defensive end that Oklahoma will have to get it done. And there's Dwayne Brown once again with another paint basket with that deep, deep seal.
Half of Tennessee's points have come in the paint. Talk off the mark with that 3. Rebound Okpara. Amen catch and shoot. Knocks it in from downtown.
Tennessee runs so much misdirection in their offense. If you're guarding Jacoby Gillespie, he takes on so much attention. And Nate Amen in that last time, after the defense goes to one side, able to get freed up and knock it down.
He's in double figures with 10. Toledo Vol scores. Forsythe to a rolling Davis. Up, under, counted in the foul.
That's a big bucket right there. And Tay Davis with that creativity to move the ball around the shot blocker and finish with the left. And they're getting things out of that short roll set with Davis. And there he is moving the ball around Brown and enough power to get that one off the glass to count for 2.
Such an X factor for them, Richard, because of his size and skill. We even saw him run point at the end of that win against Georgia on Saturday.
Well, he's a versatile player, and he can really get it done on all 3 levels. And down by 10 with 6 minutes and 16 seconds to go in the first. This is the moment that Oklahoma's got to put together some offensive buckets and get some stops defensively.
Missed. Rebound Reed. Brown pays it off from downtown. Big swing there for Oklahoma.
Now, Oklahoma's been showing a little bit of zone when they drop back.
Almost stolen by Davis. Amen open. That's a 3. Rims out. And Davis with a rebound.
Oklahoma fortunate after that gamble, leaving Amen wide open in the corner. Rims out.
8 Oklahoma turnovers. So far, it has led to 14 Tennessee points. Long 3. Gillespie, no. Dwayne Brown, the second with a rebound. Back out Gillespie. And a whistle on the floor will go against the Sooners, and Porter Moser again giving it to Orlandis Poole on the sideline.
Trying to get an explanation on why the foul was not called on Tennessee, but it's the toughness and the intensity and determination in which the Tennessee will attack the offensive glass. You have to be a little bit more spirited and direct with your blocks out to keep them out of the painted area.
Amen Silky in the mid-range has 12 on 5 of 8.
It's the second and third chance opportunities for the balls that really make them effective.
Already 7 second chance points for Tennessee. Reed, good stop and pop, draws a foul, and Oklahoma headed back to the free throw line.
Excellent use of fundamentals right there by Darion Reed. He caught that ball on that screen roll set, and as the defense converged over, used that shot fake to get his man in the air and draw the foul. Those are the nuances of the game that I would like to see more young players utilize. You see, as the game has started to transition into a little bit more of a flowing type game, that you see more players using Euros rather than pump fakes.
More on that in a moment. First, a doubleheader on the women's game. Big one on Thursday night on ESPN. Duke in action against NC State. Then LSU and Ole Miss. Boy, what a night for Cody McMahon over the weekend. 39 in a win over the Lady Vols. Coach Joe after called her a generational talent.
Well, that she is, and she's so versatile. Transferring in from Ohio State, being instantly impactful for the Rebels. Oklahoma has started to lean on this 2-3 zone. They've been able to get a few stops.
LSU was effective with their zone over the weekend against Tennessee. Ultimately, the Vols came away with a win, but it slowed their offense a little bit. Good rebound by Reed.
That's going to be the key for Oklahoma in their zone. Can you rebound out of it?
Great block by Amen. And back the other way. Took the contact and the tap back good by Akparo.
Once again on the boards as Amen came down in transition. That bottled up initially, but in the second chance once again for Tennessee.
And how do you stop 6'10" with handles? I think that's the question everybody around the country who's played Tennessee has been asking. Carey will get 2 shots. Tennessee led by 12 from their star Nate Amen with a lead on Rocky Top, 35-26 with 3:45 to go in the first half. Coach Crean, you sound like my partner Richard Hendricks in these breaks. Richard, the turnovers leading to the points for Tennessee has been the difference in this game. Well, 16 points off 8 turnovers.
The coach is right. I mean, you've had a couple possessions. You get back into the game, get to the free throw line, get an offensive rebound, and knock down a big 3. You get to stop when you switch to the 2-3 zone, but it's the ill-advised shots that you're coming down shooting early in your offense that has led to their drought in the last 2.5 minutes. You have a moment to get back in this game. It's those little possessions that really matter moving forward into the halftime break.
And against this Tennessee team, which can operate both in the full court and in the half court, it's those ill-advised shots, Richard, that almost act as turnovers.
Well, they are really, really effective when they get the ball moving, particularly on the weak side. They're getting things in their screen roll sets, and they get quality looks. You have to protect your defense by quality offense.
Pack deep 3, knocks it down for Oklahoma, their 4th.
And that's why you play the game. And that ball started on the right side, moved to the left, went back to the right, and then Pack, with a shot in his range, makes it count.
Shooting 40% from distance. They trail only Kentucky in league play in terms of three-point percentage. Here's Gillespie off the pump fake. Lob! Upstairs to Akparo.
That's absolute beautiful connection by those two. Gillespie with his head up delivers that pass on time and on target right at the corner of the rim.
Through traffic. Davis on the pivot. Right hand bunny hook goes.
Good patience, using that pump fake and the pivot to create the separation he needed over the top.
7-point game, 2.5 minutes to play in the opening half. Tennessee is led by as many as 12. Carey deep in the paint where Tennessee has dominated tonight. 18 points in the paint for the Vols.
They're so effective by getting that ball into that orange painted area. The patience in the low post. Really good job by Tennessee.
Good hands by Evans. Gillespie knifing, hanging, and backs it in. Circus shot for the preseason second team All-SEC star.
Gillespie with the gorgeous move. The hang time that he displays and the strength to finish that one in traffic.
9 points to go along with 5 assists in the first half for Gillespie. Deep 3, Nigel Pack responds.
That's a big response by the Sooners, and Pack But it's the defensive end. They drop back in this 2-3 zone. Going to have to be a little bit more aggressive to see if they can finish this one with a stop.
The 3-ball keeping Oklahoma in this game despite Tennessee shooting 56% from the floor. And Rick Barnes will use his first timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds. An entertaining, high-scoring first half from Food City Center.
By OU.
That was 4 feet behind the line from Pack.
But that's in his range. He's a player that when he steps across half, he's locked and loaded to ready to shoot. But the Sooners are going to have a much more productive final minute and 14-second offensively from Pack and company. But it's the defensive end that they got to get their work done to limit Tennessee to only one-shot possession.
Ament rims it out. Carey couldn't corral the rebound. They limit him to one shot there. Here's Nigel Pack. Kai Rogers. Inside Tay Davis. Defended by Carey. Davis goes over the top and drops it down.
This is the run that Oklahoma needs going into the break, an opportunity to see if they can lean on their defense to give themselves another offensive possession to cut into this lead.
Second opportunity. Sounded like a Drew iron. Shot clock did not reset. Akpara didn't need extra time. Chance at a three-piece.
I think it did draw iron. Another second chance point on that offensive rebound by Tennessee. You see Gillespie misses that shot. Not able to come up with the rebound for Oklahoma. The name of the game in this one. And Tennessee once again making them pay.
7 offensive rebounds for Tennessee. And already 11 second chance points for the Vols. And that is where they have worn teams down this year.
That was a massive opportunity for Oklahoma. You got a chance to get a rebound in a 6-point game and get the last shot to possibly cut it to 3 or 4 going into the break. And the swing goes back to the Vols.
Shot clock turned off. Would you like to see here final offensive possession for Oklahoma?
Well, it looks like Tennessee's jumping into a little bit of token pressure to maybe throw off the rhythm. But you have plenty of time, and Oklahoma is going to have to beat this press collectively. But when they get into the half court, calm down, run your offensive set with some patience, get into that screen row action, and then facilitate and find a quality look.
Forsythe, the inbounder. Gets it into Pack. Sooners have made their last 4 shots to make this another highly competitive close to the first half. 10 seconds. Brown defended by Bird. 5 to go. Brown to Pack. Step back 3. Cannot hit it at the horn. And Tennessee closes, hitting 5 of their last 7 shots. They lead at 45-36.
They've been getting it done on the defensive end, and the offensive rebounding, 7 already. And the 9 forced turnovers creating 18 points has been the difference in this game so far.
Let's send you to studio with Zubin and Tom for the halftime report. Guys, another entertaining first half. Tennessee, though, well, they've been physical, they've hit shots, and defensively they have been disruptive. Shot at 54% from the floor in the first half. 24 of their 45 points came in the paint. 18 points off of 9 Oklahoma turnovers. And as Tom Crean talked about at halftime, some of those turnovers that don't necessarily show up in the stat line, Richard, are the errant or miscalculated shots by Oklahoma.
Well, the ill-advised and early looks is what's been a little bit of the Achilles heel for Oklahoma in this first half. And Tennessee has been able to get that ball off the boards, get out to run and find easy shots in the paint and on the perimeter.
Now, the Oklahoma Sooners, no strangers to mounting comebacks. coming off back-to-back wins over Georgia and Vandy after losing 9 straight. One of the longest losing streaks in program history. Felt like they were on the other side of it, particularly after a dominant victory against Georgia. They've been so close so much of the year, and tonight a big opportunity, quad one, on the road at a Tennessee team that has been among the best in the nation over the last month and a half, winners of 7 of their last 9. They start with the basketball.
This Oklahoma team has been competitive in SEC play. They started to find a little bit of life late in the first half when they switched over to their 2-3 zone.
Gillespie lob, and a foul will go against Oklahoma.
Really good design play by Tennessee. Mowagi for Oklahoma, sliding a little bit up under the body of Felix Akpara on that alley-oop attempt.
Third foul on Muhammad Wagi, who, as we mentioned in the first half, fasting during Ramadan, 30 days from sun up to sundown. Did not eat or intake anything but water until about 6:20 tonight. We saw him warming up, ran back into the tunnel, got some additional fluids and calories, and now playing tonight for Oklahoma.
His coaching staff speaks so highly of his discipline that he's been able to display during this time. A very important player that can provide an element of physicality, rim protection, and rim finishing for Oklahoma.
They'll need some of that in the second half to get stops against the Tennessee team that was dominant in the paint in the first half. Foul on the Vols. First foul on Felix Akpara.
Tennessee makes it very difficult when they put Akpara on those inbounds. His length.
Only 5 points in the first half for Xavier Brown, Oklahoma's leading scorer. Was an effective facilitator. Inside, Davis left it short.
Really good defense by Felix Akpara. That length at 7 feet tall makes it very difficult to finish over the top.
Amen had 12 in the first half and nearly banks it in for a 3-point play.
Talk about length. Nate Amen at 6'10", starting to read the game tremendously well and finding where his mismatches and advantages lie. And there he is once again in the mid-range, taking advantage of a smaller defender over the top.
5-time freshman of the week, trailing only Arkansas's Darius A. Cuff Jr. Well, the Vols highlight a doubleheader on SEC Network on Tuesday night. They take on a hungry Missouri team who, as of now, is listed as Joe Lunardi's first team out. Kentucky also will take on South Carolina. Right now, the Wildcats squarely in the NCAA tournament despite losing back-to-back games. This is an uber competitive league and figures to be down the stretch.
It is, and every single night it's going to be a dogfight from here on out in the SEC.
All right, Brown a little bit slow to get up after slipping. Out beyond the three-point line, they're going to squeegee the court here.
Man, look at this, how he was able to bounce back up and get up after that. My goodness.
Boswell might have had an argument there. He said, I didn't touch him. It's his first foul. And 18,000 strong at Food City Center agree.
Well, anytime you fall like that, something's got to be called, doesn't it?
If you sell it, Richard.
I'm just so happy he was able to get up.
Here he is with the basketball. 8 to shoot. A look at the shot clock. Got to go. Contested jump shot. Well defended by Boswell. Saved by Gillespie. Tennessee ball.
Good patience here. You see the bully ball down low. And that's what Jalen Carey does. He sets up shop right in the paint. with that physicality. But here's the physicality by Boswell as he fights over that screen in a really good contest that forces that miss for Oklahoma.
His mom, Brittany, makes the 4-hour drive to nearly every home game. They are from Charlotte, North Carolina. And boy, what a season he has had, Richard. A major sophomore leap, the one they needed him to have. He's really the jack of all trades of this team.
Well, he does so many things for this team. And it's where his really big impact is defensively. He takes on the team's toughest assignment offensively. He creates for others with his tenacity and spirit on both ends of the court, and a big leap, as you mentioned, from his freshman to sophomore year.
And really, this is the role they needed him to play with Meshack going off to the NBA. It's sort of the role that Meshack had last year for this Tennessee team that went to the Elite Eight.
You know when you're playing for Rick Barnes. You know when you're playing for Rick Barnes, there's going to have to be an element of toughness that's brought to the table. And Bishop Boswell has done a really good job of taking that torch on this team.
Credits his mom, Brittany, who's in the crowd again tonight. A single mother, took him to all his AAU games and makes nearly every trip to Rocky Top when they're playing at home. Packed floater, and it's off the hands of Reed, back the other way. 10 Oklahoma turnovers. Just feels like, Richard, every time they got a little bit of momentum going, a turnover halts the progress. Catch and shoot three. Knocks it in. That's Gillespie from way downtown, and Porter Moser calls timeout. Largest lead of the night for Tennessee. Of course, Candace was a two-time national champ, two-time Naismith Player of the Year, and a Hall of Famer here at Tennessee.
Good company for both of those Naperville, Illinois natives.
And now Porter hoping for some Candace Parker level tenacity from his team out of the timeout.
We'll have to see what they have designed coming out of this break.
Pack on the drive, had it jarred loose, scooped it with 10 to shoot. Davis floater, no. Ament with a rebound. Errant pass scooped up by Forsythe. Tries a three. No. And back the other way for Tennessee, 3-on-2. Gillespie poked. Forsythe. Now Reed back the other way. Packed down behind the play. A scrum in the middle, and Gillespie comes away with it.
And another turnover for Oklahoma when they seem to have numbers in transition.
5 steals for Gillespie, one shy of his season high. It came against Texas A&M. And that was enough to have Porter Moser rip off the jacket momentarily. Now back on as Carey gets 2 more deep in the paint.
And he was able to get that one, not just with his position, but the extension in which he shot that jump hook. You know, at 6'8", 260+ pounds, he has the physique that makes it very difficult for shot blockers to go through his body if he uses extension on the jump hook.
Has the power of his father. Vernon Carey Sr. played 8 years in the NFL.
See as Tennessee operating and throwing the post feed down low, and Carey taking his time. The nice jump hook. Tennessee's been effective in transition. You have to be aware of where the trail man is, and Gillespie once again lining up a deep 3-ball.
Gillespie with 12 points, 5 assists, 5 steals, and just the lone turnover for the Maryland transfer, who is having a first-team All-SEC type of season. Reed makes it 53-38. Richard, what's it going to take for Oklahoma to get fully back into this game over the final 16 minutes?
Well, you're going to have to get some stops, and it's going to have to happen on the defensive end. They did show some really good possessions when they dropped back and showed their 2-3 zone. But when you're playing your 2-3 zone, you can still be aggressive as if you were in man-to-man offense. They've created a turnover in the second half so far, but it's going to have to result in getting some easy baskets on the other end.
Good hands by Kai Rogers, stopping the pass inside. It'll stay here with 14 to shoot. Nearly a 5-second call. Akpara with the bailout. 5 to shoot for Boswell. Gives it up to Gillespie. Full head of steam. Left hand won't go. Tap out. Forsythe off his face. And last touch by Forsythe.
That's just outstanding effort by Jacoby Gillespie. He missed that shot. It was down on the ground. Somehow pops up. Has the presence of mind to get a piece of it off of Forsythe. Ball back to Tennessee.
Taking down Tennessee. Custer now, of course, an assistant coach with Oklahoma. That 2018 team with Sister Jean and all the magic made it all the way to the Final Four, lost to Michigan. Last year, Oklahoma made the tournament for the first time in Moser's tenure. And despite the record, Richard, they're not out of the picture yet because of all the quad one opportunities left on their schedule, including tonight.
That's the luxury of being in the SEC. You're going to have quality games into the end to improve your NCAA tournament resume. So Oklahoma is going to have to continue to play big-time ball.
And that knocks it down at the horn. Whoa!
Talk about big-time ball. That's big-time ball by a big-time player. And Nate Ament steps up and knocks down another one.
Davis pump fake, just missed out on a three-piece. Nate Ament looked like he was going to have to throw up a prayer, squared his shoulders and buries it from way downtown.
Well, the calm demeanor of this talented freshman and the presence of mind to shoot that one with so much confidence. Beautiful shot by number 10 in white.
He has really settled in, Richard, hasn't he, after making a big transition to the SEC. Remember, he's just a freshman, 18 years old. So much expectation of him coming to Tennessee as the highest ranked recruit in program history.
Well, it takes time to develop. And when you're joining a team as a freshman, you come into a program that's had a lot of recent success. And you have to figure out, where do you fit yourself into this team? And oftentimes you give a lot of respect and leeway to the veteran players. But as the season has come on, he has started to transform into a little bit of an alpha performance player for this team. And he's stepping up in the big moments.
Jeremy Wu of ESPN has him as a lottery pick. Many people have him as a projected lottery pick.
Able to walk around the arena before the game, and several NBA personnel were here on site saying they're checking out Nate Ament, and he is once again delivering.
Ament was 17 points on 6 of 11, including that 3 at the buzzer. Forsythe, spin cycle, and a chance at the three-piece.
That's a really good move right there by Dayton Forsythe. That pump fake and the pirouette that he was able to use creates the separation. Beautiful footwork and fundamentals by Forsythe to draw the and one opportunity going to the line for the three-point play. If you're Oklahoma and you find yourself down 15 points, that's the bucket that you have to try to use to get a little bit of momentum. You pick up things on the defensive end, get a little bit more intense with your demeanor as far as on-ball defense is considered, and see if you can get some turnovers to get back into this game.
Big factor could be the foul situation for Tennessee. They have put Oklahoma in the bonus with just a shade under 15 minutes to play. Can the Sooners take advantage?
Tennessee's been doing a really good job of diagnosing this zone defense.
Carry, point blank miss, got it, tap out to Brown. 2 good looks at the rim for Carey.
Well, that's one right there. If you're Jalen Carey, you have to learn how to play in space, and he's a really good player as Oklahoma and Jadon Jones knocks down another 3-ball. But with his offensive ability, Carey's got to figure out how to find a little bit of separation. He has 1 block shot on this season to go along with 20 times his shot has been blocked. So as a low post player, you have to figure out how to get that extension on your jump hook to be able to finish in traffic.
Here he is with the basketball, defended by McGee with 4 fouls. 5 to shoot. Gillespie with 3. Step back 3. Did not draw iron, and a great stop by Oklahoma. Sooners in the midst of a 7-0 run.
This is the spark that they need as they were able to bottle up Carey down low. He tried to muscle this one home, gets this one rejected, and that block shot leads to an easy shot and a wide open look on the other end for Jadon Jones.
6 threes in the game for Oklahoma, shooting 43%. Really the first time in this game that Rick Barnes' team has not operated with elite efficiency offensively.
The time is now for Oklahoma to try to put together a surge. Big opportunity right here on this set to get it to single digits.
Forsythe running the point. Took the bump from Akpara.
Good defense by Akpara on the guard.
Davis draws a double team, had it jarred loose. Forsythe thought about it. 2 to shoot. And he draws a foul with 1.4 on the shot clock. And he'll be headed to the line.
He was able to do it with that deceleration step. And that pump fake he used to get past Akpara. He slows it down right there, and Berg comes over and doesn't get squared up. Forsythe back to the line, shooting 2.
He is a fiery, feisty guard off the bench. And they've really enjoyed having him back healthy. Missed almost a month with an ankle injury, returned in early January, but really over the last 4 games has found his footing again. Back-to-back double-figure scoring performances in wins over Vandy and Georgia coming into the night.
And he also brings them another playmaking guard on the perimeter that allows them to take a little bit of pressure off Xavier Brown and Nigel Pack to create. So it really gives them a weapon when Forsythe is healthy.
Haven't seen either of those two in the game at the same time for the last couple of minutes. Pack getting a good blow on the bench. Oklahoma in the midst of a 9-0 run without him. Amen stops the run, counted in a foul.
That's just a major league move right there. And Oklahoma was doing a really good job showing that zone, but Ament once again finds where he has the advantage, takes the offense right into the body of Davis, and then finishes with some strength around the rim.
Porter Moser was arguing that Davis went straight up and down, but nonetheless, second foul on his senior transfer from Notre Dame.
And I don't disagree with Porter Moser. It looked like it was good defense, but good things happen when you attack the basket. And that possession for Nate Ament, he was rewarded with his really good effort going to the hole.
And he's rewarded Tennessee with his 5th 20-point performance in the last 6 games. 12-point lead for the Vols, under 13 minutes to go.
Tennessee switching up some defense.
Brown left open. Long with the 3. Ament hauls it down. Ament. Shuffle. Carry no, and a whistle on the floor against Oklahoma.
Good dump off by Ament. Good attempt there by Carey as he goes to the line.
Well, over in the NBA, Big-time doubleheader featuring the Mavs and the T-Wolves, Clippers and Lakers. Luka Doncic, what a season he's having. 32 points per game, that leads the league. He's the only player in the association right now top 5 in scoring and assists. And the question is, if he and LeBron can stay healthy, are they a legit contender in the West?
Well, you have to consider them as such. You have players, Doncic, who can definitely be able to do that much statistically, but the way that the trend has been, can you have the teams that can defend and have balanced scoring? There's a lot to play for this year in the league.
Brown spins out the double, finds an open read. Carey secures the board to end that Oklahoma possession. And a whistle on the Sooners. We will take the break with them. Oklahoma hanging in, down 12 on the road. 3 straight top 10s. They just lost to Iowa State. Haven't lost back-to-back games all year. Could the Cats lose 3 in a row? And then Duke, Michigan, non-conference, legit potential Final Four national championship type of matchup in February.
You're spot on. All of those teams have a legitimate chance to win it all. They're going to have to see if they can get a win here to get back in the win column for those clubs. There's a big stop right there for Oklahoma as they're starting to put together some things on both ends of the court.
Pack has come in off the bench, picked by Berg, being chased by Brown. Berg beat him to the punch.
That's elite level speed. Ethan Berg. When he got that steal, he just turned on the gas and was able to take it all the way.
25 points off of 12 turnovers. It's honestly surprising that Tennessee doesn't lead by more with that stat line. Reed saved it with 6 to shoot. It'll be Oklahoma ball underneath.
Another near steal for Gillespie, but this time it's Berg who's able to get that steal and turn on the Jets, taking it end to end for Ethan Berg.
Coming off 8 points in 18 minutes against LSU. He had played just 10 combined minutes in the SEC all year until that win against LSU. Davis spin cycle, puts it in over Carey. Now Davis with 11 points.
Davis has been effective with that jump hook turning over his left shoulder. And now is the point with a little over 10 to go. He's going to have to turn it up a notch.
Carey, double, back out Boswell, amen, spot up. Pack a deep 3, yes sir. His 3rd triple, double figures with 11 for Nigel Pack.
And the game now into single digits. Pack once again from the outside, keeping OU in it.
Carey blocked, stayed with it, left hand rolls out, tap out Boswell, 20 to shoot.
That's the one where Carey's got to extend that jump hook and get it out. You got a much bigger, longer player. Use that body to create the separation on the jump hook and shoot it with extension instead of muscling through.
Berg finds Carey again. Sent away by Rogers. Climbing the ladder. Kai Rogers with a swat.
That's a big-time block shot. As you see this time, Rogers coming over from the weak side and rejecting that one at the apex. Beautiful job by Rogers.
7'4" wingspan. The freshman from Wisconsin showing it off. Ament missed it all and a shot clock violation. The second of the second half for Tennessee.
That's something to build on right there if you're Oklahoma. They're getting stops and showing that spirit that they need to have. That determined effort on the defensive end to get stops, tough rebounds, and steals. You can only hope for them that it translates into some buckets offensively.
Oklahoma's defense has held Tennessee scoreless on their last 5 trips down the floor, trying to whittle away at this deficit. And a whistle on the Vols, who are already in the bonus and have been since about the 15.5-minute mark. 3rd foul on Boswell.
And that can be significant for Tennessee, as now their physicality they will not be able to use, particularly on that off-ball action. Nigel Pack right there able to get that foul called on Bishop Boswell, coming off that screen on the weak side.
1-1 for Nigel Pack. He's had a winding road of a career. Big 12 most improved player on a losing Kansas State team for 2 seasons. Goes to Miami, helps the Canes reach the Final Four for the first time in program history. Last year preseason all ACC, but after 9 games shut it down with a foot injury. 1 extra year of eligibility and trying to help Porter Moser go deeper than he's ever been in his time at Oklahoma. As this game is close as it's been since the first half. Akpara with a 2-hand jam. Put him on a poster.
Man, my goodness. You talk about recognizing on the screen roll and the time by Gillespie, but Akpara taking flight.
Reed silences this crowd of 18,000 with a pull-up jumper.
Man, in a high degree of difficulty. He fell back off 1 foot, was able to knock that one down, nothing but net.
Akpara fighting for it, wins it back for Tennessee. They have dominated the glass. Davis picks the pocket of Gillespie and draws a foul to boot. See, Bishop Boswell goes to the bench with his 4th foul. Foul trouble has been an issue for the Vols in this game. Put Oklahoma in the bonus with 15.5 minutes to go. They're now in the double bonus for the rest of the second half. Oklahoma, who trailed by as many as 18, Richard, has cut it to 6 with 7:45 to go.
Porter Moser knows he has a team that will continue to fight.
Great feed inside to Wayne Brown the second.
There's a fight right there. Brown has been able to score on that same set 3 times in this game. He ducks in a beautiful post entry, and he finishes with power right off the glass.
First point of the second half for Brown, who now has 8. Set back by Akpara was Davis, and now here comes Amen. Every time Oklahoma has got it close, Tennessee has had a response, and Amen is headed to the foul line. Third foul on Tate Davis, and now Tennessee in the bonus the rest of the game. Well, still to come tonight, 9 Eastern on ESPN. AJ DeBonsa still in the hunt for National Freshman of the Year for BYU, taking on a top 5 Arizona team. Trying to win after back-to-back losses for the first time this year.
Unfamiliar territory for that team. It started the season strong, undefeated, and #1 for much of the way. Now you have to see how these elite teams with late season losses will respond down the stretch.
What kind of response will we see from Porter Moser and Oklahoma? 7 minutes to go, 10-point game. Pack almost had it stripped. Still 15 to shoot. Tries a three. Splash! Nigel Pack with 16.
And the presence of mind. A near turnover and somehow picks it up and shoots another one from deep range.
Deep post feed again for Brown, and that is number 5 on Mohamed Wagee.
Brown is doing a tremendous job, and there he is with that duck in that draws the 5th personal foul on Mo Wagee. He'll have to take a seat. He's getting a little bit of coaching from Porter Moser, saying you cannot allow Brown to get the deep seal duck in. You must do your work early. But doing your work early here is Nigel Pack as he lines up another one. And he keeps hitting the big shots to keep Oklahoma hanging around.
24-year-old vet, he's seen it all. 6th season of college basketball after getting that medical waiver. Took the Canes to the Final Four a couple of years ago. Meanwhile, on the other side, Tennessee's paint presence tonight has been beyond admirable. 34 points in the paint, and again, without J.P. Estrella, dealing with left foot soreness. And he is a big miss for this Tennessee team, but ultimately they want to get him right, Richard, for a deep run in March.
He's a difference maker. They can use him in those screen roll sets. And he has the ability to finish with emphatic dunks over top of people. Strong rebounds and a defensive presence. It really strengthens their front line when Estrella is at full strength.
Meanwhile, there was a lane violation there on the second miss by Brown, so he'll get another attempt here.
It's those mental errors that you hope don't come back to bite you if you're Oklahoma.
You may as well count that as a second chance point.
Yeah, I agree, as it should be.
If you do count it, Tennessee's had 16 of them tonight. Here's Pack with the basketball. Really tough shot. Somehow got it off and got it down over the top of Gillespie.
Unbelievable. I mean, that shimmy move that he did created the space, but he lost control of that ball as he was going up and regathered midair and able to knock that shot down.
Heads up, Amen upstairs. Knife into the basket with a two-hand jam.
A great basket cut by Nate Amen. And the unselfish play by Tennessee to give it right back, and he finishes with authority. Tennessee moving the ball, and that ball goes in the post, and then Amen with the basket cut, giving it right back to him. Really good job of give-and-go basketball by Tennessee.
He has scored 20 or more in 7 of his last 10 games. Tonight, 24 points on 50% from the floor. Another excellent night for the superstar freshman. And he, too, is still in the conversation for National Freshman of the Year.
Big performances down the stretch. Definitely be in consideration.
Dumps it into Akpara. What a nifty right-hand turnaround by the second-year transfer of Ohio State.
And that's how you use your body. That little bang that he gave him to one side, it froze the defense and puts the shot blocker in a tough situation. And you shoot your jump hook over the top with a nice reach.
Brown off the side of the rim, well defended by Dwayne Brown II.
Rick Barnes trying to give out some instruction to see if he can get a clean look.
Amen getting to his spot, backs it down. +1. 26 for Nate Ament.
Now that's how you play the game right there. Rick Barnes gave some instruction to get the ball right in the hands of number 10 in White. He gets that mismatch, and there you can see at 6'10", once again, just taking advantage of the smaller defender over top in the mid-range. Beautiful recognition of how to play the game.
He has become a closer for this Tennessee team, now on a 6-0 run, which has won 7 of their last 9 games, Richard. The only 2 losses, of course, comebacks by the Kentucky Wildcats.
Near wins for those, but you can see that Rick Barnes has a player that he can trust in the clutch. And Nate Ament continues to grow right in front of our eyes.
Projected NBA lottery pick Gillespie with the interception. Draws a foul. And 2 shots coming for the Tennessee point guard.
Gillespie has really good end-to-end speed. That anticipation for him to be able to get that steal and immediately put his foot in the ground and go end-to-end is high level.
And enjoying a career year as a senior at the highest level. Career highs in scoring and assists. Remember, he began his career at Belmont, really the only quote-unquote big-time college basketball offer he had, despite being the player of the year in Tennessee, first from the Northeast region of the state. But he was mainly getting power conference offers on the gridiron. Always knew he wanted to play basketball, always wanted to come to Tennessee, and now in his final year, here he is.
Well, I can see why. He looks like he would be a strong free safety. He's been able to get these steals in this game so far, picking those off. 7 steals tonight for Jacoby Gillespie, and he's turning them into the points on the other end.
Ties a career high 9-0 run for Tennessee. They have stretched this lead back out after Oklahoma had it to 6. 15th turnover for the Sooners. Gillespie rims it down with the footwork. 16 to go along with 7 steals and 6 assists.
Gorgeous. And Porter Moser wants to call a timeout and talk about it. You got to make some adjustments when you're playing against number 0 in white. Jacoby Gillespie surveying the floor, making a beautiful move, and there he is, capitalizing once again.
Looking forward to that one, guys. High-level freshman play here tonight with Nate Ament, but the star of the game has been Jacoby Gillespie, the senior transfer from Maryland. Single-game program record, 8 steals tonight. Richard, you talked about how he looks like he could be a safety on the gridiron. He actually played both ways in high school, and in one game, threw a touchdown, caught a touchdown, returned a punt for a touchdown, and a pick 6.
I love to hear it. And I mean, in multi-sport athletes, you see how it translates over, and his ability to have so much anticipation and toughness on the defensive end, and then the finesse and touch offensively that you would see of a basketball player. He's been able to put it all together, and it's been showing tonight.
Oklahoma cut the lead to 6. And since then, Tennessee has gone on an 11-0 run. And this is the type of closing that Vols fans wanted to see. For a team that at times this year has struggled to close out double-digit leads. Oklahoma going back to the foul line. But had it not been for those 2 blown leads, double figures at the half, both times against Kentucky, we'd be talking about Tennessee after tonight being on a 10-game win streak. That's how good the Vols have been over the last month and a half.
And being at the top of the league in the SEC with an opportunity to compete for the regular season crown, on pace with Florida. So the margins in which it takes to win in this league shows you the talent and the ability of these coaches to continue to compete all night long.
They want some free chicken. Back-to-back misses by an opponent. For it all. Oh, Reed. Stealing hearts. making the backhand.
Man.
If you're in college and you got a chance at free Chick-fil-A tomorrow, you will do whatever it takes to make somebody miss at the foul line. Almost got him, too.
Yeah, it almost worked. But I tell you, with under 3 minutes to go, if you're Oklahoma, still a lot to play for as far as trying to continue to get your momentum going moving forward. You got 2 wins coming in, and this is a tough team on the road that you played them pretty tight.
Well, and to your point, Richard, after tonight, they'll have 5 regular season games left. All are potential quad 1 games. If Oklahoma can somehow rattle off 5 in a row or even win 4 of those 5 and then steal 1 or 2 in the SEC tournament, they're probably on the bubble at that point, because you're talking about a handful of really quality wins at the end of the season.
You have to give yourself a chance, but by continuing to compete. And a lot of things can be contagious. You can build upon a lot of really good habits at the end of games. You may feel that this one is lost, but it's some positives that can be gained moving forward with a lot to play for with this team.
Meanwhile, Tennessee will turn its attention to Vanderbilt on Saturday. One of 2 times they will play the Commodores over the final 2.5 weeks of the regular season. Ranked Vanderbilt team coming to town.
Really good matchup. Vanderbilt playing good basketball as of late.
Jadon Jones had that one blocked by Gillespie. He's done it all tonight for the Vols on both ends of the floor.
This is how Tennessee just squeezes you. They continue to play defense for the entire 40 minutes. They have a chance to be in the game. There you see once again feeding Nate Ahmed as he gets that cut to the basket and freed up once again. That time, you giving up 27 points. The only answer is to foul him and put him on the line.
That game against Vanderbilt, huge for both teams, who are right now tied for 3rd in the SEC with Alabama, who is up 93-90 right now at late against Arkansas. It goes back to what we've been talking about, how close this league is, really from top to bottom. You even look at Mississippi State at the bottom. They gave Tennessee all they wanted and more over the weekend. Ultimately, the Vols ended up winning that last week by 10.
It's talented teams with talented players and high-level coaches on every single one of these rosters. And every night in the SEC, you have to make sure that you bring your A game, because an upset could occur.
By the way, that Alabama game going on right now over on ESPN, a 2-point game with 25 seconds to go. Here's Nigel Pack. Pops in the lane, and boy, he has been a bright spot tonight for Oklahoma. Nigel Pack with 20 points on 7 of 9. Lob to Mr. Felix Okpara.
Okpara has been throwing them down with force tonight. And the big action, Brown with the beautiful assist up top. Tennessee can get it done in so many ways. That front court able to be connected if Brown gets fouls there as Reed takes it to the basket. But these 2 bigs have been connected. They get the ball in the high post. They look to throw to each other, and that time Okpara, the recipient of that pinpoint pass on the alley-oop.
Nearly 50% of Tennessee's 85 points have come in the paint. Many of those dunks seemingly from Okpara on lobs. And again, without J.P. Estrella tonight, they sat him with left foot soreness. We wondered how that would affect Tennessee. Has affected them very little. And now again, a chance at free chicken if Darion Reed misses the second at the foul line.
He broke their heart last time. We'll see if he'll deliver. And he does deliver. A made shot for Reed. said you got to buy your own chicken tonight.
Little wins. Stretch run for Tennessee will be interesting. Of course, we talked about Vanderbilt. Then they're at Missouri, home against Alabama. At South Carolina, they finished the season March 7th at home against Vandy. A lot of opportunities to continue to bolster that resume. Right now on the 6th line is Akpara, bolstering his stat line, 18.7 boards.
A nice dime by Gillespie. Another fine Gillespie once again. And Dwayne Brown has scored the majority of his points right there, point blank at the rim. A really good job by the freshman tonight.
Tennessee led by 18. Oklahoma cut it to 6. Then the Vols went on an 11-0 run, closing on a 21-4 run, and they win by 23. Their 8th win in the last 10 games.
So this team got it done, particularly on the defensive end. Able to hold Oklahoma to 46% shooting in this game, but outpacing them as they were active on the O boards all night.
Let's get you out to Auburn and Mississippi State with Kevin Fitzgerald and Rodney Terry. Okay.